Oliver's absolutely flying. 920.25. Oh, never mind, he's crashed. Oh no. Oh no. Whoops.
Hello everyone, OSW-Sim-Sports here. And now for what actually happened. When I was coming on the straight here, this car was behind me. I was hoping he wasn't gonna dive me, but instead he just does this, he just drives into me. And yeah, there's no way for me to slow the car down, and I just run into the wall, and I just have suspension damage now on all three corners of the car. I have bumper damage, rear bumper damage, and yeah, the car is just screwed basically. And here you can see it in my reaction in the face, like the disbelief, like how did you manage to run into me on the straight? And so while that race was an absolute write-off, I wanted to take my revenge, also with the LMP3 on Imola. And if you have seen my shorts, have been an absolute pillock, but for this race in Split 2 I managed to qualify on P2. So here we go for the race start. And we are alongside Mr. Felcman here, who is also a chatter in Jack Palmer's stream. But he is also one of the prototype specialists, and he is absolutely rapid with these prototypes. And here we are alongside each other heading into T1. He is edging ahead, he is closing the gap a little bit, but we have enough space. We go around the outsides, but here you can see he runs into me a little bit. Luckily we do manage to keep it on the track and no visible damage in the UI. And we are still behind him. Mr. Beckman is 0.2 of a second behind, but as long as we keep it clean, we should have pretty much our P2 covered here. Oh, and I instantly get a massive slide on. Instantly I go up on the traction control. At this point in the race, I just want to lock in and stay safe. And as you can see, Mr. Felcman ahead is also struggling a little bit, becoming a little bit wobbly here and there. As we are heading into Piratella for the first time, nose to tail still. And you can just see it in the driving that he's doing, the driving style that he is. Yeah, he is just really pushing. For him it's like, okay, let's do 21 qualifying laps. And to be honest, that is really what makes this car super fun, because the tires are super hard and you really have to push them extremely hard in order to just get them in the window. And that also means that you can essentially just do 21 push laps if you want to, and you will still have 92% tire life left at the end of the race. So this is very much a sprint race like no other. And as you can see, the speed of Mr. Felcman here, he's driving away a little bit, but if he makes one or two mistakes I will be back on his tail. Also, I'm still locking in, maybe I can find a little bit more pace, and it was looking to be a nice battle between us. And here you can see, heading into Variante Villeneuve, how quickly I closed the gap there. Maybe a bit too much corner speed for me, but yeah, we are still very much on his tail. And even though it is quite obvious that he is a bit quicker than me, we are still staying in the distance where we are putting mental pressure on him, and that's really all that matters. We still have 35 minutes to go in this race, so yeah, there is just a ton that can still happen. And the main consideration as for now is just to actually stay on track. But as you can also see, I'm driving a purple sector. I do absolutely have the pace to actually keep up with this guy, but it's just about actually unlocking it. And as you can see, he gets quite squirrely there coming out of Variante Alta, but you can also see that there he touched the floor a little bit with the floor. Some sparks coming off his car, and yeah, that would mean he is basically on a qualifying setup. Very twitchy, very hard to drive, so maybe along the way he will make a mistake. And for the second lap we are already instantly into the 140s, which as far as I know is pretty damn quick with the LMPs. I haven't really driven them that much, but yeah, I have been finding the pace and I really love driving this car. Something about, you know, really being able to chuck it into the corner, knowing that the arrow will make it stick, and also knowing that the tires beneath you won't really overheat as I get a massive slide on, and this instantly cost us a bunch of time. Now the gap is again 0.9, we are not in the draft, and it was becoming time to fiddle a little with the TC power cut, because this was the second slide I got on. I really didn't want to go off track or make any dumb mistakes, as I get another slide on, and this time I luckily catch it, as before I had this race in which I went into the wall. But now we are 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds behind Mr. Felcman, and yeah, it would be very tough to actually catch that back up. And even though we are driving very nice pace, he is just still very quick. So we just have to hope for a mistake from him here and there. And as we are coming onto the main straight, you can see even though we made two quite big mistakes during the lap, it only cost us 6/10 there. And we are still essentially just driving away from P3. So it was becoming more and more a race between me and Mr. Felcman. So the only thing I could realistically do at this point was just lock in on Mr. Felcman, go as fast as I could go, full push, and see if I can catch him. As the tweaked traction control settings are giving me a bunch more confidence now coming out of the corners. It is also costing me a little bit more time, but yeah, just keeping it on the track is way more important. And honestly, this car really is a confidence car, because as long as you actually have confidence, you can go way quicker than you might expect. But 90% of the time you are scared of the brakes or the car slipping out from under you. So actually finding that confidence is really valuable. As there are two heavily damaged GT3s on the side, luckily they do stay out of our way. And we are still 1.5 seconds behind Mr. Felcman. Coming onto the main straight here for lap 5, and it is becoming more and more clear that yeah, we are driving very nice pace, very consistent as long as there's not really any traffic. But in pure raw pace, Mr. Felcman was actually a bit quicker. As you can see, he's just driving away a little bit. And so in my head I was already like, okay, maybe I will slow down a little bit and just ride out this race. But as you can see here in front of me, Mr. Felcman spins out. I have the surprised face like, okay, what the heck? And as you can see, he just comes in way too quick, loses it in the braking, spins into the gravel, and yeah, he just loses a ton of time. I am now in first position, and the closest car behind me was Mr. Peimblanc, who is 3.7 seconds behind. And it's always a bit weird when you have been following a car for multiple laps and then you suddenly have to drive alone and you have to drive your own lines again. There's no real reference, there's no one really to follow. And this is also the moment where you start thinking like, I don't want to make mistakes, I don't want to be stupid. But as you can see, we are keeping it on the track, no real big issues, and yeah, still driving very decent pace. It's not setting the world alight, but for race pace it's more than decent. And now coming on the main straight for entering lap 6 as the leader, and we now go into a quick hot lap montage. And as you can see, while Mr. Peimblanc is definitely keeping up with us, we are also keeping him at pretty much at bay and still driving very nice consistent pace, and we are slowly finding more and more pace and confidence. And then this moment in Aqua Minerale where I just run a bit deep. As you can see, I do manage to keep it on the track, but it loses me a ton of time, almost a second. And as you can see in my mirrors, there he is, Mr. Peimblanc. Now 0.7 behind only. And as we are coming out of Variante Alta, you can see he's flashing the lights to me like, okay, I see you, you are in range. And yeah, I know this is the time to lock in. And this guy has been doing 39s behind me, which is, you know, really damn quick. I cannot do that pace even if I tried. So I will obviously defend, I will obviously try to keep him behind me for as long as I can. As you can see, he's dropping another 39 here. But if he is really becoming aggressive and becoming dangerous for me, then I will most likely just let him go and see if I can lock in my second position. And as you can see, if you look in the mirrors, you can see he's just very confident. He's also driving the correct lines everywhere. And here I have to actually go defensive into Tosa. I stay on the inside. He wants to do the cutback, but my car is too wide. He has to yield a little bit, and that allows me to stay ahead for now at least. Heading into Piratella. And while he is still showing his nose a little bit there, you can see on the inside. But we were just far enough ahead to actually keep ahead and yeah, just to close the door on him. As we are heading into Aqua Minerale again, this lap I do keep it clean, into the corner, boom, nice and early on the throttle. And while I was driving very nice and clean, this guy is flashing me just to annoy me a little bit, to get under my skin. I was just trying to stay calm and yeah, just stay relaxed and focus on not making mistakes rather than pushing the absolute limits. And as we are heading into Rivazza 1, I lock up a little bit. I do still have a nice exit here coming out of Rivazza 2, but yeah, he's just a little bit quicker than me. He's in 0.3 of a second, so he's in my draft. He is now more and more close behind me, and I decide to force him around the outside. He does think better of it. I clatter the curb a little bit too much. This destabilized my car. He can now go down the inside, Mr. Peimblanc. And as he is still on the inside, he is squeezing me a little bit, but there's no way for me to go. So I'm just kind of fighting back, and here I decided to just yield as he is on the inside. And if he didn't try to squeeze me there, I would say very nice move, well done. But yeah, I don't know. He just tried to push me on the grass, which I found a little bit weird. But it's all good. We lock in behind him and see if he makes a mistake. A mistake is really easily made in one of these prototype cars, and yeah, it would be just about who was going to blink first. And I just knew deep inside that I wasn't really able to match his pace. Even if I just pushed everything to the limit, I cannot follow him. So yeah, I was just trying to lock in here again and just focus on my own driving. P2 is still a very nice result. As I go a little bit deep into Rivazza 1 on the gravel, and ahead of me, he just loses it and he goes into the gravel completely. He flashes the lights at me, and here in the replay, as you can see, I just go a little bit deep. I'm into the gravel. And maybe this distracted him a little bit because, you know, the next corner he just spins it, loses it, and yeah, goodbye. He does flash me, I flash him back, goodbye. And I now have P1 in my control. And as I pretty much had the pace on Mr. Beckman, I knew the fight for attrition was basically over. I had overcome all of the hot lappers, and yeah, it was just about traffic management now, not losing too much time. Here was a nice situation where I am hard on the brakes round the outside. There is a little bit of room. He is respectful to me and I just chuck it down the inside. We both managed to come off completely clean. And just a lap later, I'm behind this Porsche and Ferrari here, heading into Tamburello. And while I am able to pass this Porsche, I have to slot behind this Ferrari here. No problem. We just stay behind him and drive a little bit of a different line. As you can see, we just try to cut back on him and we go down the inside. Very clean. And especially if you are leading with such a big gap, this is exactly how you want to approach your lapping. You really don't want to take any risk more than you have to. As you can see, by now the gap is 24 seconds, so it's just about managing it, bringing the car home, not making mistakes, not spinning it, not binning it, and yeah, we should have the win in our pocket. As we are now even starting to lap some of the LMP3 cars. And as you can see, the pace is also slowing down quite a bit. I'm just taking it safe. There's also a ton of traffic, but you know, it doesn't really matter. We are still 25 seconds ahead and we are coming across the line in P1. I was very happy with this result, seeing it is my first win with the P3. And yeah, I also was moving some stuff around this week. I changed some stuff in my setup. I have a new monitor. And so yeah, to just get this result on my second race back is very, very nice. And we are so far ahead that we even have time to wave a little bit to the fans. And even before P2 has crossed the line, we get thrown in the garage. And let's take a look at the result. First place after 21 laps. Very nice, very good pace, very happy with it. The LMP3 is super fun to drive. It is super tricky, I will say that. But once you get a feeling for it, it is massively worth it. I hope you all have a fantastic day and I hope to see you in the next one. I have been OSW-Sim-Sports. Ciao.